Wake up.
Your name and what is your position with
Let's get
WMBK?
it.
My name is Justin Harper, and I am on the steering committee for WMBK, Washing All My Brother's Keeper.
How long have you been involved with WMBK, and when did you get in, and how did you get involved?
Well, I got involved by finding out through my friend Jamal Bufford, who is the project manager for WMBK. He previously was working within the school systems, and Jamal and myself actually go back about 30 years. We went to high school together, but we had reconnected when we were working in the school system and our public schools to be exact. And from there, I would see him periodically, and then I found out he's not there anymore. So, I asked him, what is he doing? He was telling me about all the great work that he had been doing. And I was like, I would love to be a part of that. Those are things that I've always envisioned myself to be part of or be doing myself. And from there, he invited me to the steering committees during that time. I'm sorry, he invited me to the breakfast meetings, and there was also other meetings happening during that time because it was during COVID, and they had a lot of interesting topics, a lot of interesting people, and from there, I just became involved, voicing my opinion, learning different things from different people, and from me being engaging and doing the work that was required for WMBK. I was invited to go ahead and be on the steering committee, and that was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Very nice. What is in your position? What does your participation with WMBK look like on a daily to weekly to monthly basis?
Well, on a daily basis, the work that we do with WMBK is the work that I live for. So focusing on Black and Brown communities, individuals, young people. That is something that's dear to my heart, just because I am a Black man myself. So with that, I invest in our kids. I mentor our kids. Um, I try to teach them valuable lessons that they can apply and have things to stick with for their lives. Um, yeah, so every day I try to educate and I pour in, and I also try to receive as well, because we also have opportunities to learn from our youth as well. And as far as with the family, and I call the steering committee the family, we learn a lot from each other. So I learn a lot from them. I do a lot of listening, and I try to use our team's expertise to apply in situations that are going to go ahead and be the most impactful ways to improve and touch our community.
Perfect, perfect. Have you always had an interest in community-based work? And if not, how has that developed over time?
I have. Years ago, I didn't realize that it was community work, but I used to coach. I was an official, and I was working with kids in the school. And even though those were job positions, I never at that time didn't realize the impact that it was having on the community. So it wasn't until I became more engaged with WMBK I started looking at things in a more holistic view. And when I started to connect all the dots with, this person doing this work with the kids, or this person doing the work with adults, how it all still intertwined. And from that, it broadened me as a person, and it also gave me a perspective of how long my reach could be to help people.
What is your background or work outside of WMBK, and how has that influenced your approach to the work you do with WMBK?
I am a teacher at Slauson Middle School in Ann Arbor, and I also am one of the three co-founders to CLR Academy, which uses sports to actually influence and teach about life skills. The work that I do is cemented in the work that we do with WMBK. Um, Teaching as a holistic, whether you're black, brown, white, male, female, etc., that's still mentorship. That's still educating. That's still guidance. So, and that's guiding, as well. So, all of that ties into the same work that I do with WMBK as well.
I know you touched on it a bit in that last one, but how does your work with WMBK fit into your passion and life goals?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, again, this is my passion. Making a difference with people is just what I want to do, and I honestly believe I'm called to do in life. Um, yeah, I truly love this work. I truly live this work. This work, it fills me. It puts a smile on my face every day, even when it's difficult. I feel good about my day because I know I've been able to give something to somebody else.
Mm, that's amazing. Thank you so much. How would you describe WMBK's purpose and impact to those who are unfamiliar with the organization?
It's it's very important. More people should be involved, I believe. You have an opportunity right here in this county, um, guidance, support, mentorship, connections. I think we can actually make a even deeper impact than what we already do. From my perspective, I would love to have more engagement from the community.
Mm,
Often, as an educator, I see things that parents say they want and they need, and I don't know if they always understand or know that there's opportunity right here, right next to
yeah,
them,
yeah,
you know. And it has to be consistent. Those relationships has to be built. That trust has to be built. And I think the more that we do that, the more that we get to make more impacts. But what we have, it does a great job. We have our Saturday breakfast guidance. We have a lot of different activities that we do during that time. There's a lot of things that happen outside of that, whether that's phone calls, distribution of support, necessities, help with interventions. Some people might call some kids high. They would say high risk, but actually Mr. Wimberly from this area actually gave the name At Promise Kids. And
I like that. I
yeah,
like that.
those are the ones that we should be committed to. And so we do a lot of intervention and support for our At Promise kids as well, as long with all kids. So I think that impact is strong. I think it makes a huge difference. And I think consistency is the key.
Perfect. Can you tell me a story about something unique or impactful or some sort of great experience you had while working with WMBK?
The first one that comes to my mind is a young teenager. Uh, Often I used to see that had a lot of explosivity. Um, Sometimes would get upset, and he would take his aggression out in verbal ways. Sometimes it might even been physical.
Mm,
Um, but I was able to see this student change his life around and commit to doing not just more for himself, but also for other people. And that's the type of difference that I love to see, and that's the difference that WMBK makes.
Can you give me one example of a difference you've made in a young person's life? And that can be with WMBK or with your work at school or with your work with CLR Academy. Just kind of tell me a story about it.
The last thing that really made a big impression on me, um, I was with a student, and I was actually talking to his mom at the time, and he said something that touched my heart. And he looked at his mom, and he was like, I wish Mr. Harper was my dad.
Mm.
And it meant so much to me because sometimes you don't know the impact that you have on other people. Sometimes we take for granted the work that we do, but you don't know how that person is receiving you and watching you closely and what you're instilling in them. So I just say don't take you for being who you are for granted.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Harper. Thank you so much for today's interview, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
All right, appreciate you much. You have a good one.
You as well.
Thank you.
Fear is just a construct of us when confronted with the tough times. Luck is just another side of hope. You get what was on the other side, fronting on another spot. Like Cain to have a brother tying rope. Is it dope or the gram or the ham or the